Hello, I am Nate F. and this is a course preview of the European Triathlon Cup in Ceuta. This was filmed in 2022. We're going to get right into it. So this is the beach you're going to be starting the race on, and there are lots of jellies in there. Jellyfish, they will sting you, it will hurt. I'm just preparing you for what you're going to see before and during the race. So after you get stung by all those jellies, you run up that beach and boom, you got this stair set. Look at these ladies running up. Don't worry, there's only 47 steps and you won't be thinking about the jellies anymore because all you're going to be thinking about is how much those stairs are hurting your legs. But you get to the top and you have some really nice crowds cheering you on for the next 100-meter run to the transition area. So yeah, the town really comes out and supports this event, which is really cool. Makes it a little bit better. And then this is kind of the start of the bike. You run through transition area. They have a big arch with the finish line, and I'm gonna cut kind of awkwardly to a different video because it was really dark on the first lap when we did the course preview. This is the second lap, and this is where the action happens. The police car is gone, so we get to go fast actually, because if you've done a course recce before behind the police car, they go so slow. So this is me just full sending through the back, second lap of the course preview. You're on this narrow road, and as you can see, it's a little bit wet. The weather is hit and miss because it's right across the Strait of Gibraltar on the African continent. It's still European Cup, still technically in Spain, but because of the location, the weather's a bit dodgy. So you can see the road is kind of wet, kind of dry, and anything that's painted is super, super slippery. So it made for a really interesting race. You can see you got this little chicane. There's a few like holes, a few bumps. You can see right here, there's some bumps. And as you make that little chicane, you start going slightly to the left, and it's a slight uphill. You can see some manhole covers, some more bumps. You're going slightly up this hill. It's not too bad. You have this castle on the left, which is part of the run course. And yeah, you're just kind of going up this hill, get cut off a little bit by the Swiss girl, but it's okay. She's really nice. Ends up podium in the race, spoilers. And then you kind of curve left and then curve right, go up the hill, speed bump right there. It's pretty aggressive. It goes along the whole road. You can't avoid it at all. So you just kind of have to bunny hop over it. And then you crest this short little hill. It's a little bumpy here. There's some cracks in the road, so you just got to be careful. You curve to the right, and then you get onto the main section of the course. You can see people kind of weaving around because there's lots of bumps and cracks right there. But then you get onto this road. It's an out and back section of the course. There's a U-turn at the end. It's about probably 2K out, 2K back maybe, a little less than that. And the road pavement is really nice actually for the most part on this. Not too many manhole covers or potholes. Relatively smooth pavement, and it's just slightly worn. Depending on the wind conditions, honestly, the day before the race, the wind conditions were totally different than the wind conditions during the race, so can't give you any tips on that. There's going to be a little bit of wind either way you slice it. So we're cruising down this highway. This is pretty much where the packs form, because on that first part of the course, coming through transition area and right before the transition area, lots of turns, a little bit technical, so it kind of gets strung out through there. So this is where the packs really form during the race on this highway. And they say in the course description on the website that it's totally flat. It's not totally flat. It never really is, but it's also not that hilly. There's just a few slight rises, slight descents. Nothing too crazy, but it will sting your legs a little bit if you put the pressure on those uphill sections. But generally, this is a really fast part of the course, especially if you're in pack. And it's not too straight. It kind of curves just gently to the right and to the left throughout the whole thing. We're kind of just cruising, chilling right here. And yeah, you have a nice ocean view to the left, and there's some castles and older buildings to the right. So it's actually a really nice course, really lovely city, nice town. And yeah, not a whole lot to say about this. So we're going to be approaching the U-turn pretty soon. I'm just going to say that during the course recce, they took us like around this, we had to turn right and then make this really sketchy U-turn. So I cut that part out of the video because we didn't actually end up doing that in the race. We just stayed on this road the whole time. They dropped some cones in the middle and then you U-turned around the cones and it was pretty much just a dead 180 turn. So we're approaching that shortly. And I just want to let you know because the video is going to be kind of sketchy. You see people kind of slowing down right here and then the video is going to cut. Boom. So kind of an awkward cut, but essentially you just stay on that road. There's some cones and it's a dead 180 turn. On the first lap of the race in the elite men's race, a couple people crashed right at that turn. So just be careful. It happens around 180 turns. And then you just go back on the same exact road. And yeah, there's not a whole lot to do. I mean, just if you're in a big pack, just chill, catch up with your mates, with the lads, chit chat a bit, ask them how they're doing, you know, because honestly, it just packed up a bunch in both the men's and women's races, and people just kind of chit chatted like a little coffee ride, waited for the run. That's how some of these races go. And yeah, it's a little bit technical. It was a little bit wet for our race too, but it still wasn't enough to break up the race. So if it's a big field, it's probably going to be a big pack on the bike, especially with the wetsuit swim. Because of where it is, the ocean's a little bit cold, so probably going to be a wetsuit swim. And yeah, pretty nice. Got some palm trees along the coast. Everyone's just kind of cruising, chit-chatting. It's a nice day. Yeah, this out and back section is not technical at all. And like I said, the road is pretty nice. So yeah, you can kind of just chill, take a drink from your water bottle during the race, you know, think about like how much fun you're going to have on that 5K run after. And yeah, that's how it goes. But yeah, maybe you can enjoy the lovely views of the ocean, the castles and stuff. It's quite nice. Got someone over here doing some nice intervals, just warming up their legs before the race. And yeah, not a whole lot going on really on this part of the course. Like I said, pretty standard, out and back, nothing too crazy. So a good marker to look out for is there's going to be a big castle on the left-hand side. So you go past that, that's a really big, easy to remember marker. You just look for the castle on the left and you know you're coming really close to the transition area. The transition area is going to have a hard left and then a hard right, and you actually bike through the transition area every single lap of the bike course. And you also go through the transition area on the run course. So it's a super straightforward course as far as that goes. It's really easy to keep track of the laps. Just count the number of times you go through the transition area. And yeah, that's how it goes. It is, I think, a little bit longer than 5K per lap. So it was maybe like 21K for the bike. So if you look at the times and see they're a little bit slower, that's why it's a slightly long bike course. So if you're into that, then that can be a good one for you to do. And yeah, I can't really think of much else to say about the bike course. You can see on the left, that sort of ramp, that's where you came down initially. So you go past that, and then right up ahead, you can start seeing the wall of the castle. So once you see this castle, you know you're going to be pretty close to the transition area, and you actually end up running on this same road next to the castle. So it's, like I said, a pretty straightforward course. You actually run in the castle a little bit, which is really fun, but everything's well marked, coned off, totally closed. So it's a really good and well laid out course. They do kind of narrow this section of the road during the race with some cones. And then it actually opens up a little bit before you make this left-hand turn. I think a couple people might mistakenly turn here. No, we're good. So yeah, that is not the turn. So we go straight and we've got a car here. So we're just riding this open roads pre-race, but rest assured it will be closed roads for the race. So you make this hard left turn, and we're going to cut to another video because they didn't allow us to bike on this part of the course. This is the transition area. It's going to be carpeted. This is immediately after that left turn. This is the lead pack of women going through. It's wet in this video, but everyone made it through this turn safely. And as you can see, the racks are right there. So yeah, it's a pretty exciting race, pretty fun. And I hope you found this video interesting. Follow us on Instagram. We've got some reels. We've got some other stuff up there. And yeah, I hope you enjoy this content. We're going to try and do this for as many races as we can. But yeah, follow us on Instagram, subscribe to this YouTube channel, and have a great day.